Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch. Dispersion. Noun. Disperse, dispersive, dispersal, dispersant, dispersity, dispersoid, disperser, dispersiveness, dispersingly, dispersibility. Physics, chemistry. The separation of light into its constituent wavelengths, for example, a prism creating a rainbow. General use. The scattering of people, particles, or entities across a space, for example, the dispersion of seeds by wind. Statistics. The degree to which data points in a set are spread out. For example, variance and standard deviation measure dispersion. Ecology or biology. The movement or spread of organisms from their origin. For example, animal migration patterns. Obsolete. The act of dissipating or dissolving. For example, 17th century literary use. The dispersion of vapors. The dispersion of light through a prism creates a visible spectrum. Urbanization has led to the dispersion of populations away from rural areas. In statistics, measures like range and standard deviation quantify dispersion. The dispersion of seeds by wind ensures plant species spread over large areas. The dispersal of protesters by police prevented further escalation. Birds play a crucial role in the dispersal of fruit seeds. The dispersal of refugees across borders complicates humanitarian aid efforts. The dispersive nature of the medium affects the speed of different light wavelengths. Dispersive forces in the atmosphere contribute to the scattering of sunlight. The crowd began to disperse after the concert ended. Farmers disperse fertilizer evenly to ensure uniform crop growth. Police use tear gas to disperse the unruly mob. Oil spills are often treated with chemical dispersants to break up the slick. Environmentalists debate the effectiveness and safety of dispersants in marine ecosystems. The dispersibility of a powder in liquid affects its industrial applications. Scientists study the dispersibility of nanoparticles for medical uses. A high-speed mixer acts as an effective disperser for blending liquids. The device functions as a disperser of fine particles in the air. The dispersiveness of the dataset made statistical analysis challenging. Critics noted the dispersiveness of the novel's plot, which lacked focus. The alloy's strength comes from finely distributed dispersoids in its structure. Nanotechnology research focuses on controlling dispersoid formation. The fog lifted dispersingly, revealing the landscape gradually. Key tips for test takers, TOEFL, SAT, GRE, and GMAT. 1. Likely question formats, analogies. Dispersion versus scattering, as dissolution versus disintegration. Synonym selection. Dispersion: A. Diffusion. B. Concentration. C. Aggregation. Answer: A. Fill in a blank. The blank of pollutants in the atmosphere contributes to air quality degradation. Answer: dispersion. Reading comprehension. Expect passages on ecology, see dispersal, physics, light dispersion, or statistics, data dispersion. 2. Common confusables. Dispersion versus dissipation. Dispersion implies spreading out, while dissipation suggests gradual disappearance, for example, energy loss. Dispersal versus distribution. Dispersal emphasizes scattering, while distribution refers to systematic arrangement. Disperse versus dissipate. Disperse means scatter widely. Dissipate means diminish or waste. For example, the fog dissipated. 3. Relevant idioms or proverbs. Cast broad dispersion or so broad dispersion, rare but may appear in literary passages. Disperse like chaff in the wind, metaphor for rapid and controlled scattering. 4. Test-taking strategies, physics or chemistry context. Associate dispersion with light, prisms, rainbows, or colloids. A statistics context, link dispersion to variability, range, variance, standard deviation. Ecology or biology context, think seed dispersal, migration, or population spread. Elimination trick. If the question involves spreading or scattering, dispersion is likely the answer over concentration or accumulation. Final note. Focus on dispersion, dispersal, disperse, and dispersive for high-frequency test relevance. Rarer terms, dispersoid, dispersingly, are low priority.